Good evening, friends, and welcome to Chateau del Nick, the Boudoir del Brown. It is Thursday night. It is Littleport, wide across the internet, all across the globe, we hope, for another evening of compassion, kindness, love, and spirituality. It's Littleport Christian Spiritualists, my friends, and you are all most very, very welcome. We have got everybody sitting, waiting in the green room, smiling away and beaming away, full of joy and upliftment and love, ready to take part in another Thursday service. I'd just like to thank everyone watching. I see some familiar names for the support that I received last night at Spiritual Talk. If you didn't watch it, why not? It's brilliant. Get over there, subscribe, like, share, watch it. They're lovely, lovely group of people. I'm sure we might hear a little bit more about it later. And of course, it's wonderful, this way of life. It's wonderful, this particular format that we use of computers and screens and plastic and wires, where we can reach out to people that we wouldn't normally reach out to, both in the course of our work in spiritualism, across social media, no matter what time of day. Oh, I don't know, say probably 1 or 2 in the morning. You know, it's wonderful. The ability to connect and share our lives with each other is wonderful. I've made some lovely new friends over the last 24 hours. Heard lots about one of them, met him today, literally 10 minutes ago. So I'm sure he's listening in the wings. So Leo, keep mum in check, eh? So, you know, keep her under, you know, don't talk about my TikTok account too much. But no, seriously, my friends, you are all most welcome watching now, live online, or in the future, because we can time travel now as well. You see, you can watch in the future on catch up, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And of course, we can reach out to the most far and distant foreign spots, reach out great distances to the most far and distant wild lands. Oh, I don't know, maybe Rotherham. So, Reverend Tony, are you there?
I'm here.
Good evening, sir.
It's not Rotherham. You've missed a little bit. I'm in Witherspoon in my caravan.
Oh, your caravan tonight.
Caravan tonight, yes.
So, but this is the wonder about technology. I don't need to be good at geography. I can just push a button. We're there. It's lovely.
I'm here.
You know, that I have to admit, the one thing I will miss about the online services from Chateau del Nick is the fact that once the service is over, I can't just roll over and go to bed.
No.
You know, I think if I were to do that in the village hall, I'd probably get arrested. But you know, in all seriousness, it is great to see you again, my friend, and you are always wonderful. Very welcome here at Littleport. So tell us, what have you been up to?
Gosh, all sorts. I've been carrying on with the services. We've moved the Rainbow Project forward, great leaps and bounds. We've had more engagement with that. It's absolutely fabulous. They're all asking for you back, by the way.
I know I owe you a conversation or two, don't I? We'll sort it out after the service. I'm on a bit of a roll at the moment. You know?
Yeah, life's good. Life's good. Himself's got himself a 3-month contract, so starting work on Monday. Yes. Then, so he'll be at home working and writing his book and getting things ready for his masters to finish that off, and I shall be here avec the puppies.
Oh,
you will probably see it as the service goes on because they like to be on camera.
Well, quite right too. They're like their daddies, really, though, aren't they? You know.
They are, yes.
Now, obviously, for you, then Monday is going to be a date to put in the calendar, a date of celebration, won't it? if himself is starting work. But of course, there is a calendar date a couple of days before that. Now, I have to be very, very careful because I'm getting stared at. But the point is, we should all. Oh, she's threatening to strangle me. How very spirited, the point is, though, we should always celebrate great things, and
we should.
I remember 20 years ago when I was at her 40th birthday party. It was a wonderful event. In actual fact, there's a lovely picture at the beginning of the service taken at that 40th birthday party. So, I think it's wonderful. And of course, if people haven't guessed yet, threatening me with violence for saying the wrong thing, and having known for 20 years.
Familiar.
Doesn't it? I wonder who it is. Well, let's find out, shall we, as we say those magic summoning words. Reverend Lynn, are you there?
I certainly am. And it's strange, you see, 40th birthday. You said it was 20 years ago. Actually, I think you're mistaken. Your arithmetic is not of the essence.
It was only 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Because I'm only going to be 50. That doesn't compute. I decided on 50 as the best way forward, because otherwise I get a bit dizzy, from such an enormous height of years. So no. But yes, I remember that birthday. Of course I do, so very well. And interesting that you should say that, because you see, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. I never am. And I was drawn to picking up this old hymn book. I've got loads of them, but this one. And I thought I'd just have a little look in it and see if I can get some inspiration. We all need some of that, don't we, Reverend Tony?
Yes.
And,
yes,
from wherever we can get it, sometimes. And this one actually has a little note in it. And would you believe, now, most people know that I live in a village called Littleport. And it's a very lovely village. And Kathy and I run literally with the committee, run the village magazine, the community magazine, which is not a little, sort of black and white jobby on plain paper, but a really nice glossy 100-page magazine with 50% advertising that supports the production, because Kathy and I do it for nothing, of course. We do it for love of the village and the people in it. And 50% is editorial, all about the various things that go on in this village. And so lovely, and the thing is this, when we pick up a magazine or a periodical, very often they have some quite mournful and miserable things in, but we have always prided ourselves on the fact that we've always put all the positive things that there are going on. And yes, every community has its problems, but we choose not to focus on them because people, are miserable enough in different ways, on different levels. And if they pick up something that, wants to reflect the world around them, we want to shed some light in that world and not add to the gloom and the doom. So So anyway, the thing is this, that how I came to Littleport was a really, spirit-filled story, which I won't really bore you with. But suffice to say that I was in the offices of Psychic News, where I was editor, and my guide said to me, you have to go to Ely. What, Ely? I didn't even know where it was. Yes, we want you to go to Ely, to the cathedral there, because there's somebody there who wants to speak with you. And I thought, oh. So anyway, I thought, okay. So I said to Kathy, right, we're going to this place, Ely. I said, and they've told me that we go out of the office and we go straight up. So I said, I presume that's the M11. So that's what we did. And we did arrive eventually in Ely. which was like a foreign country to me, because we'd always lived in London, or, you know, maybe on the coast a little while, south coast that is. And there was a cathedral, and we went in there, and there I met the person who I was supposed to meet, the person in spirit. And Kathy said she saw I was talking to somebody, so she wandered off and left me to it. And then she wandered back, and I was told that I had to get somewhere to live in the locality, the Isle of Ely. So we went into an estate agent, and when I told the estate agent how much we could afford as a mortgage, you know, they sort of sniffed and snooted at us, and the lady said, "We've only got one property in that price range, and that's in Littleport." So I said, "Oh, where's that?" So she said, "It's about 5 miles from here to the northeast. You go on the A10 bypass." You know, I thought, oh my God. All right then, thank you very much. Took the particulars, and we ended up coming to Littleport, pulling up outside this tiny house, knocked on the door, and we'd been coaching out in South Africa not that long before we arrived at outside this house. And as the chap opened the door, there was all sorts of South African memorabilia about. And it was quite extraordinary. Anyway, the thing is, we did get it. And this, I looked at that while I was thinking about this, and it said in my writing, there you are, no lies. There you are. See how battered it is. That's my writing there. And it says, received in the morning before going to sign for, and then at the address of where we were getting, Victoria Street, which I can say. I asked for a message for myself, and I got the message, forward the day is breaking. Earth shall be dark no more. Millions of men are waking on every sea and shore. With trumpets and with banners, the world is marching on. The air rings with hosannas. The field is fought and won. And I think that's a marvellous message to pass on all these years later. That was in, as you know, Reverend Nick, that was in 1998.
Yes.
And that's quite a long time ago now. 20 odd years, isn't it? 20 something years. As I said before, my mathematics is not very good. And of course, I was only 21 at the time.
Yes.
I was, you know. But anyway, the thing is this, you know, people are very fond, when you get past about 30, they tell you that age is but a number. Well, you know, the thing is with age is that things don't just mellow, they start breaking down, and they start seizing up, and they start needing all sorts of remedies to keep them going. And that's basically what happens to human beings. I think that being human and having a body, as a spirit in a body, once we get used to it, because of course, as you know, we're not used to it. When we come here, we're delivered as this sort of, I don't know, sort of little wreck, aren't we? We're like we're like shipwrecked. You know, we've got this body that we can't do anything with, and we don't know who's going to help us, so we cry. And then we get picked up, hopefully, and that's the start of our journey on this earth plane. And as it goes on, it gets worse and worse, mostly, doesn't it? Eh? Oh, there's all sorts of lovely bits in it, of course. That it's sort of, I think God sort of bribes us to keep going. You know, like every time you think you can't stand it any longer, you get something nice happen. That's been my experience anyway. And you suddenly, you know, and like that little hymn says, you know, you sing Hosanna, you know, you praise the Lord because like something wonderful has happened, and it tends to let you forget all the nasty bits. I think that any woman who's actually given birth will know what I'm talking about, because that's a good example. You know, you go through all sorts, and then a minute later you're cooing and, oh, isn't he or she lovely, you know, and everything, and it's all forgotten. until the next time. I think that, you know, it's a wonderful blessing that we've been given, that we can be forgetful of pain and sorrow and upset and tragedy, because there is plenty of it in this life for everybody. Nobody escapes it, nobody. And just being human down here, you know, we have to find out how to cope with things, and we find that we are reliant on other people. You know, first it's a responsible adult, you know, as when we're absolutely helpless babies, and then as we grow, we rely on other people all the time. And I think it's not surprising that most of us who are now adults have a very sort of cynical view of other adults that we knew when we were growing up. Not realizing perhaps that those young people who are on their way up into, you know, to the same sort of age group that we are now, are actually thinking the same thing, and will be thinking the same thing. But mainly, I think we have to focus on all the good things that there are to be found in the world, and to try and help other people to find good things too. And I think that, you know, these little platitudes that you get on Facebook, for instance, you know, social media, you know, random acts of kindness, and you know, in the old days it was the old songs, you know, let a smile be your umbrella, and you know, the things like, give away a smile because it's free and other people will smile back and stuff like that, you know. But the fact is that if we do try and sort of, you know, lighten other people's loads, and try and look after the young people, and, you know, see them through as best we can, it is a reward in itself, really, because it makes you feel a bit better about everything. Somebody like me, I feel that, you know, when I look back, as Kathy suggested, that I look back at my life and talk about that. When I said, I'm not sure what I shall talk about tonight, she said, well, with your birthday coming up, you could talk about all your experiences in life, you know. And I thought, no, we haven't got that much time. And apart from that, and then she saw my look of horror, and she said, well, the spiritual experiences I meant. And, you know, but the fact is this, that everything amounts to a spiritual experience. Why and how? We are spirit here in our body. Like I said, we, you know, don't just take my word for it, think about it. You know, we come here, we're delivered here with all this different DNA and genetics and stuff to cope with. And we're expected to sort of do certain things in our lives. And often we go off at a tangent, do different things from those that we're expected to do. And all sorts of calumny is heaped upon us when that happens. Or perhaps we don't fulfill our nearest and dearest wishes for ourselves, or we make a complete hash of our life. You know, but the thing is this, that we're put here, you know, we're given this gift that we should do the best we possibly can. And I think, you know, we have to look at the spiritual aspects of life, because that's really all there is. You know, all this flesh and bone and everything else, material goods that people amass around them and stuff like that, come to absolutely nothing when you think that we are all spirit and we belong to the spirit world. And that spirit world interpenetrates this physical world of matter. And we're forever connected to it, even though we feel perhaps very, very, you know, bodily and physical sometimes, but we always have that spirit within us, and that is the main thing in our life. And we have to always not just think about our own spirit, being spirit here and now, but think of everybody else in the same way. It doesn't matter what they think about themselves. We have got to take the initiative as spiritualists, knowing these facts. We have got to look at other people, the next person to you, as a spirit in a body. And that spirit is perfect. And that spirit belongs to the Great Spirit and has a spark of the divine in that person. And you have got to respect that and dignify that and be kind to that. The minute you are not nice to the next person, you are hurting another spirit in a body, but another spirit. And when you go back to spirit, you will have to announce why you did that, and you will have to work your way through it, because we're here not to make other people's lives a misery, but to enhance them. And Jesus Christ himself told us that this, he said, I suggest this is the way you pray, he said to his followers. And he said, didn't he? On earth as it is in heaven. In earth and heaven the same. Make the earth like heaven. And he was trying to tell in a simple way, the fact is that we are all spirits, and we need to make this earth plane as much like heaven for these other spirits as we possibly can, because in doing that, we will make heaven on earth for ourselves too. And the fact is that we know that those who have passed on to spirit, who we love, who we care about, are also able to communicate their love and care still back to us through the offices of good mediumship, like you're going to hear this evening from Rev Tony Swindells, and like all good mediums everywhere. And this is something that we need to spread the word about, so that the hatred engendered by all these different, factions, one family against another family, members of a family set against each other, and on a world scale, that is disastrous. So we've really got a real responsibility to not, disrespect other people, to actually try and say to them, we try to understand you. We know that you are in a physical body and you have physical circumstances the same as everybody else, but we would like to see you as a spirit individual that one day will be amongst the angels and treat you accordingly. And hopefully, eventually, everybody will treat each other the same on earth as it is in heaven. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Bless you, Lynn. Thank you. Well, it's always a pleasure to hear what you've got to say, and everyone's been loving everything down in the comments, of course, as always. And I remember many a conversation in Victoria Street. Of course, what I didn't know at the time is living just round the corner from Victoria Street in Kingsmead Court, we were that close when you first moved in. Of course, I haven't moved that far because I still live just off Victoria Street, just in a different road. But of course, Victoria Street, hint, hint, is the location of the village hall itself. Ooh. I think my voice just broke there. It would have to be, being 20 years ago, you were only in your 20s. I'm going to get myself in so much trouble. But no, seriously, the village hall on Victoria Street is home to Littleport Christian Spiritualists Church, which is where, we ended up. I can't say it's where it all began, because it didn't. It began in the sports centre, went to Queen Adelaide, and then came, of course, back to Littleport into the village hall. And, we started up in the committee room, as you will remember. And suddenly one day somebody turned up in a wheelchair, and 2 flights of stairs, not really good. So we borrowed the main hall. And we never left. We changed the booking. We went straight downstairs, and we never left, because it is filled with so many memories now over the course of that 23 years. It's unreal, really, that so much time has passed. But I wouldn't change a day of it. I really, really wouldn't. So on behalf of us all, Reverend Lynn, may you have a wonderful 50th birthday on Saturday. I will see you over the road from you at around 2 o'clock, I believe it is. where we can go and have some fruit juices punch. And I'm also aware that there might be a certain lady from my youth performing on that particular event. She used to hand out essential items in front of the nightclub that I frequented in Cambridge when I was but a humble, wholesome teenager. We are, of course, talking of Felicity.
She's not going to be at my birthday.
Oh, I thought she was. That's the way I read it.
No, she's going to come up for her 21st in July.
Oh, well, I'll have to go down there again then.
Reverend Nick, we're having a Littleport Brass, some of Littleport Brass, which are a fantastic brass band, by the way. Littleport Brass, they're on Facebook, and they're wonderful people. And they actually wanted to serenade me, would you believe, for my birthday. And they asked Kathy if I would like a request, and I said I would like Buddy Holly.
Fantastic.
So they're going to play for half an hour outside, which is government regulations and everything. So the whole village really will be able to hear them. And then at 3:10, our bike club, 363 MCC, which is fantastic. They're always raising money for charity. They do the Cambridge bike ride, for the toy ride, taking, toys to children in hospital at Christmas, stuff like that. And they're actually giving me a ride past.
Fantastic.
At 3:10, so you'll be seeing that, because we're all going to turn out, you see, I would be applauding them, it's just wonderful. So yes, no. So Felicity is actually a bona fide boner, a boner act doing a bona fide boner, by the way, to people who don't know, is Polari, which is gay speak. In the old days, gay men, if they didn't want to be understood, and gay women too used to sort of pick it up, of course, although they were never terribly complimentary or flattering to us. The gay men used to speak this particular patois, this language, so that ordinary people, wouldn't understand what they were talking about. But when you picked it up, it was really good fun. And boner means good. So the bona fide boner Felicity Flaps will be actually doing her. She's booked, like a proper booking, at the Littleport Ex-Servicemen's Club. That's another place on Facebook you can look up. If you're ever in this part of the world, don't take any note of the fact they say that the Fens are wild and hostile, because we can be quite nice to people.
We can, yes.
Quite nice. And Littleport Ex-Servicemen's Club's a wonderful venue, wonderful club. The band room's behind it, of course. They've got wonderful beer garden and everything. We have everything in this village. So, including the Harley Memorial. Well, I'll shut up now, because it's not supposed to be, what's it called? TripAdvisor, is it? Where people look up, Google Littleport, you'll love it. But yeah, we're a very spiritual lot here, and you'll notice, because the nearby villages are called Coveney and Witchford. Now, make what you can of that, boys and girls and others. This place is full of spirit. So, the village hall is a wonderful venue, and I won't talk about the committee room upstairs and when Reverend Nick fell on the tape machine and ruined our service, or any other things, or when we were in the village hall and they did the custard pie in the face charity bash, where people rushed up and smacked Reverend Nick with custard pies, and all sorts of other spiritual things like that. So I'm sure that this evening's service is going to follow a very similar pattern. And, if you are offended, by the way, if you're offended by all this, I would only quote that other thing that's doing around. And you remember the 8.5 hot mum, Sergeant Major, and he's standing there going, "Oh dear, what a shame, never mind."
Bless you. Well, thank you, Lynn, and I will, of course, see you late. We will all see you later on. But for now, I will let you get back to your tea and toast, and I will see you soon. Mwah. And of course, another village name is Wicken. Lest we forget Wicken. I'm rather disappointed I won't see Felicity. In one way. In many ways, I'm also not. However, it does explain why Reverend Kathy was asking if I still had my wig and bustier. So, you know, it might get a dust off. It might not. Airing on the knot. But yes, see Facebook for details for that as well. I made a wonderful fairy, Tony, as I'm sure you remember.
Yes,
having seen that.
I
But
did.
many people would say that I never stopped, but that's another story for another day. Well, now is the time for another gentleman to grace our screens with some spiritual upliftment. And all I can say is, mate, follow that. Reverend Alan, are you there?
I certainly am, Nick. And as you can see, I'm glowing.
You are, yes.
You are indeed.
I was talking about you earlier with Reverend Barbara. I heard she paid you a visit.
Yeah, yes, she did. That was very nice, actually. And this glow is rather down to the dear Lord's planet of the sun.
Yes.
Which I foolishly didn't cover my face and everything up. But never mind. I've been busy. And busy hands makes light heart, as they say. Anyway, tonight's reading is a poem by Joycelyn S. Ondico, and it's called A Heart of Love. And I think it's very uplifting, actually. A heart of love is pure and kind. It knows no evil ways. It's jealous not, nor proud in mind. Its patience never fails. A heart of love will suffer long and bear all piercing pain. It forgives and gives all life long, waits not for any gain. Its manners good, a hopeful love, so faithful and so true. Its very root is from above, the Lord who sees us through. May each of us desire this heart, a heart of love divine. From Christ like love, let's not depart. It's true love best defined. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you. And you know, every single week the same. It ties in beautifully, you know, and for those that are watching for the first time, that's why we do it back to front or widdershins, to prove the spirit have impact. We always used to, of course, have the reading followed by the address that would be tailored to follow the reading, but then we all know that spirit are in charge, so let's flip it on its head and prove that spirit are in charge. And absolutely, you know, 100% straight out the gate, Alan, every single time. So thank you. Now, people are asking if you've been metal detecting this week. Have you been have you been scouring the fens for Roman relics?
No, I haven't actually. I've been. I've actually been. My sister's got quite a large shed with the roof all deteriorated and things, so I've stripped the roof off and put in a new roof on, which is again another 2 or 3, shall we say, meters up towards the greater being. So yeah, and I'm actually glowing from it. It's nice to be of use.
Bless you. Fantastic. Well, the danger, of course, my friend, is that when you do that in this weather, you're taking away your only blooming shade. So some factor 50, young man, before you go out there again. But no, it's great to see some rouge on your cheeks, monsieur.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Bless you. Well, thank you very much. And of course, you will stay around for the end, will you not, sir?
Well, I will be trying, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to have an internet stable enough to do so. But hopefully,
that's fine.
We'll keep them crossed.
I'll send the boys round, and they can get the crank handle and keep it turning.
Yeah, that's right.
As we have to do in the fens.
The beauty of living in the fens, do you know what
Yes.
I mean?
Bless you.
We're somewhat, 20 years behind everybody else.
Be careful how you phrase that. She's still listening. And on that note, I will say God bless you. Thanks, mate.
Bless you.
Well, friends, before our final reading, before our demonstration of mediumship, it is time for some healing. And of course, this is one of the most important parts of our philosophy and way of life. It is the mediumship of everyone. It is the demonstration of love that has been referenced several times tonight. And of course, here we do something very similar to a lot of other people. We originally stole it from someone else, and then everyone started stealing it as well, which I think is brilliant. Share alike. We've got a healing video with some candles and a healing prayer. But of course, in this time, consider the names and the faces of all those that you know and love and know are in need of healing. Most importantly, my friends, include yourselves, because without that own inner healing, that self-healing, I'm often reminded of the phrase that I was never a trained swimming lifeguard because I didn't have the pecs for it. I still don't. But of course, not unless you look on TikTok, which is completely fake. But that's another story. Darn you, Helen, for reminding me of that. They actually got an airing live last night, so there's a reason to have a look at that service last night, but no, I was always reminded by someone who was a lifeguard that those that are trained as lifeguards are trained to put themselves in the middle, in between, to put the person they're saving in between them and danger. Because if you're saving someone and you then get in danger, who's going to save you and who's going to save them? So you must always send yourself love and the healing too. That is the most important thing. And of course, the names often come up and I always forget to check. But tonight I've been a good boy. So we have Karen's sister-in-law. And can I, Lisa, it's not cheeky, it's spiritual.
Not cheeky at all.
Ask for prayers for daughter and granddaughter and mum. Absolutely, yes. And everyone, ask for healing for yourselves. But just in case you forget anyone, we have a special prayer to help. And we know that spirit know where it needs to go. So we start our healing prayer and we have our minute silence. And we have that love sent out to all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort. And of course, we begin with that video as we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, here we bring unto you all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort, be they sick in mind, body, or spirit, that it may please thee to heal them, both those we know, those we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them. We ask for them now. Amen. Well, thank you, everyone. And I just, this is one of the reasons why we're taking you all with us to the village hall, so that we can keep that video, actually, because I love it, you know.
It's amazing.
It's wonderful what an impact it has. So thank you all for sharing. Now, in a few minutes, Tony, I'm handing over to you because it will be time for your demonstration. But of course, no evening at Littleport would be complete without a reading from our Sam. So are you there, darling?
Hiya.
Hiya, and there's the governor. Hello. How are you, Hannah?
Good.
Good. Are you ready for your turn later on, love?
Yes.
Good. Well, we'll keep it a secret, eh? But Samantha, I believe you have a reading for us.
I have, yes. I got help of Hannah in the end.
Of course.
Right, this is called Life is Now by Holly Ann Boucher. Time flies and memories fade. People change and new friendships are made. Only the true remain forever at our side. Eventually, the disappointment and pain will subside. It is all about the journey and what has yet to come. Life is what you make it. You are what you've become. Life's too short to hold on to regrets. Forgiveness is key, even though you may never forget. Cherish the good and remove the bad. Some people don't realise till it's gone what they've had. Moving on is a way of life. There will always be obstacles, pain and strife. You must believe that you are strong enough to fight. You have to believe in yourself and do what is right. Always do for you, no matter what you do. Believe in the end, the only one who has your back is you. Never be afraid to take a stand and always be willing to lend a helping hand. A little bit goes a long way. All it takes is a smile to brighten someone's day. Your chance to live is now, so what you are waiting for? The world is yours for the taking, and so much more. Endless possibilities are forever at your disposal. The chance to live another a chance to live another day is life's golden proposal. Never let anyone tear you down, and never let anyone steal your shine or make you frown. So will you sit in that shadow and let darkness win again? Or will you rise up and make the light your friend? Here is your chance, so what will you do? You've got this because I believe in you. Thank you.
Fantastic. You know, well chosen, young lady, and well read, young lady. Absolutely brilliant. I just love the way it all, you know, I'm spinning around, because it goes in ever decreasing circles. It's wonderful how it all loops back upon itself. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. The love is in the comments. It's all coming through as always. So thank you for that, and we'll see you in a couple of messages time.
We will. Yeah.
God bless you.
Bye.
Where's the button gone? There it is. Well, dear boy,
Amazing.
it is time. Yeah, I just love the way they do it. I just love the way
Tie
they
it up
do
with
it.
a bow.
Gonna say nice little bow and ribbon on the top. And do you know what? Everything does go loop-de-loop-de round, because around about this time last night I was talking to someone, and I have it on very, very good authority that Mr. Bannister's watching. You know, there are no secrets in spiritualism, love. You should know that. So hello, and thank you for a wonderful evening last night. I've been plugging you. Don't worry, I've been plugging you. You know, thank you for having me. And of course, you know, I know we'll see you again soon in the actual village hall. I keep mentioning it because we may be only 3 weeks away. But for now, The important thing is a demonstration of mediumship. And tonight we are in very capable hands. Here we go. He starts
Why have you
rolling his
got?
eyes and getting you, love.
Oh, me.
Yeah, I know. It's such a pleasure to have you. For now, before everyone starts asking during the messages, I'm going to ask for myself, because of the sunlight. What colour are we tonight, dear? Oh, lovely blue. We love the blue.
Tears of a Mermaid, it's called.
Ah, yeah, swish,
Yeah.
swish, swish. Well,
Yeah.
may you have a blessed night.
Thank you
May you
very
have
much.
a wonderful evening. And everyone, do comment away, have fun,
Please do.
enjoy. And of course, I'm now going to bring everyone up in order for their messages, of which they arrived. Thankfully, the machine tells me, so I'm fine. So Danielle, as you arrived like 10 minutes before all of us, and that was like 10 minutes early as well. Are you there, dear?
Oh,
Can you hear us?
I'm here.
Excellent. Right. In that case, it's over to you. Have a wonderful time, and I'll see you
Thank
in
you
about.
very much. I only saw you the other day.
I know. I didn't even know it was you.
Tweety bird. What colour are you, dear?
Gone the yellow today to match my pajamas, my tweeties.
Okay, sweetheart. Because you were on the other day, I'm going to ask for other people to come forward for you and give you something different, so that we know.
I've got a lot of spirit.
I know. They were there the other night, weren't they? They were stood behind me. Okay. Oh, a gentleman's just come very, very close to me, and the gentleman, as he's coming to me, my heart's pounding like crazy. So I know he's coming through with a heart connection to you. So he's coming through on a very strong family tie.
Yep.
He's doing this, so his passing to spirit would have been a quick passing.
Very quick.
Yeah, he's just said it was like, whoa, where am I? You know, it just was like gone, and arrived on the other side. Is right. He's coming through, like I say, with such a lot of love for you, sweetheart. Is talking about the I don't know what, and you know, we were just saying tied up with a ribbon on the top.
Yeah.
He's giving me ribbons and bows, and so I don't know if you would have had bows in your hair or something, but he's just given me ribbons and bows.
Could it be something recently?
It could be something he's referring to that you.
Yeah, I tied my hair. My little girl had a pirate day at school, and I tied her a big bow in her hair for like a pirate thing.
I just see this big bow, and he's talking about the bows.
And so I've got loads of bows for the girls to wear them all the time.
Right, and he's making me. I don't know what that is. He's wanting me to reference for you. I know you've just recently moved, but he's talking about still things. I don't know if you've still got things that haven't been put where you want them, or if you still haven't had things exactly how you want them, but he's just talking about things still aren't quite right and not quite how you want them. But even saying that, you still feel much more. I think I said this to you the other night, that you feel much more grounded and centered where you are now.
I know what he's on about. It's that I'm doing a wall for him, and I haven't put it up yet.
Right. Well, he's talking about things aren't quite how you want them, but even so, you feel like it's like, all right. You must be able to understand a lady with a stroke condition down one side of her body, because I've got pins and needles running all the way down this side of my body. And I want to go above this gentleman in the family tree. So either his mum or his grandma or somebody above him on the family tree. And I do feel like I'm dribbling.
I know of my nana, but I never got to meet her.
Right.
But I know of her.
Right. Okay. Well, if there was a stroke condition or something that affected one side of her body, then that's the reference he's making there then, sweetheart. And even though you didn't meet her, she's watched you grow up, and she's putting my thumbs up and she's saying she's really proud. And I know some of the struggles you've gone through in the past, because it's not the first time I've met you and talked to you, but she's saying many of these things would have knocked other people on their posterior
Backside.
Yes, she didn't say that. But you kept yourself up and you picked yourself up, and you didn't let those that... Now, I don't get this because I'm not that familiar with what went on, but those that blamed you, there was some that turned it round on... Would you
My
understand?
mother, yes. My
Something
mother did.
turned around on you, and
Yeah.
even though I don't know what this is. She's not opening
No,
up.
she didn't like my mother either.
Right. Okay. But
She's the
whatever
reason
this
I didn't get to see
situation
her.
is, she's saying somebody turned it around on you, and you didn't even let that put you on your backside. You kept yourself. I'm going to show you what I can do, and you've done it, and you've turned all that negativity back into positivity, and she loves that, and she's giving me goosebumps up my arms because she's that emotional about it. She says she loves the way you just take all the rubbish and turn it into a positive. You take anything this thing at you and you turn it around and flip it on its head and say,
prove them wrong.
I'm going to show you what I can do, and you do it. The younger ones are like you for that. It's like, well, no, you're not telling me I can't do it. I'll find a way to do it. No matter what, I'm going to do it. And she loves that. Right. The gentleman's just stepping back forward, and he's just echoing everything this lady's just said. And he's just saying he couldn't be more proud of you if he wanted to be. He really couldn't. He just loves you with every fibre of his being still. And yes, he's cross about stuff that went on, and people that should support you didn't in the way that you deserved. But that says more about them than you. All right. You keep being true to yourself, and you keep being true to who you are, and you will never go far wrong, sweetheart. All right. He's saying you just glow from the inside out and shine positivity into the world, and that's exactly what you need to do. Don't ever let anybody pull you down and make you less than you are, because that's not what they're for and not what they're about. All right. Are you all right, sweetheart?
Yeah. No, it's just
happy tears, I hope.
Yeah. It's just hard sometimes, but no, I'm doing the right thing.
Right. Would you understand as well where I know you've cut a lot of deadwood out of your life, but would you understand where there's still some pruning to be done? And I don't mean out in the Garden of the Roses. I mean, there's still people. If what he's telling me, darling, is if people aren't empowering you and moving your journey forward, then keep them over there and out of the way, because
I know what he's on about.
You only need people in your life who are putting you, giving you energy to move forward, not holding you where you are or pulling you backwards. So just keep them in your life by all means, but just keep those around you close that are driving you forward. And it's just said continuing your story, who are continuing your story. All right. Talking of stories, I'm writing. Would you understand where somebody's writing, either writing a journal or
I know my sister who lives with my mum, or don't say, she used to write all the time because she's autistic, so she writes.
Oh, right.
But that's his daughter as well.
This is their way of being. It's like cathartic, which means getting it out. So whatever's in, they've got to express, so they write it down as a way of.
She's very clever.
that's a very strong way of putting it, though. Do you really mean it that way? He's just saying it's her way of exercising some of the demons, and I don't know what he means by that, but
I know what he means.
That's fine.
I know what he means.
Only you need to know that. That's fine. It's nobody's business but yours, hers, and this gentleman's. It randomly, in amongst all this, he's just put a tie on me. Would you understand where there was some talk about what tie you should wear or something?
Yeah, he got married in a Dennis the Menace tie.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. I love that. That's the type of thing I would do. But he's just talking about this tie, and he still laughs about it. He still laughs about this tie. And, oh, God, okay. He's saying... don't, you're getting me emotional. He's saying that you and your family as you are now is blooming brilliant. He didn't say blooming, but blooming brilliant. And it's like you've just found yourself in this family and with the guy you're with and everything. It's just like, it's like jigsaw pieces where everything just fits together and makes this beautiful picture. And he's saying he's so proud that he could be just a little part of your jigsaw.
Yes.
Right? And he's saying just, again, he's coming back to this thing of you would see a box of random jigsaw pieces and you could see the picture. And these are just the problems you've got to overcome to get to where you need to be. That's your mindset. And he's saying, whenever you've got that mindset, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. But don't ever feel like you're on your own, because you're not. You know that
I always feel on my own.
Footprints in the sand, you know, where there's...
That's the only thing I struggle with. I struggle with being alone. I know I've got my family.
But
I've got my own little family, but
even when your own little family aren't there, you've always got the love of spirit with you, and you'll never go far wrong, sweetheart. Just stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself, and you're going to be okay, sweetheart.
Thank you, Tony.
God bless
you. That was lovely. I needed that. Thank you.
No problem, darling.
You did. Oh, bless you. It's lovely to see you again, my darling. Now, the thing is, people don't necessarily know that on this wonderful contraption called StreamYard, we do have private chats that most people can't see. It's caused some fun over the years, I will say that much. But you did ask a question.
I did. I want to know your TikTok name.
There you go. I've put it down in the banner. You can also find it for those that are watching on a link somewhere else. There's a link for our Facebook group for Littleport. But at Rev Nick Brown is pretty much my handle everywhere. On Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. I haven't got anything on OnlyFans, thank the Lord. But yes.
I saw you the other day.
I'll be subscribing.
Yes. So there you go. TikTok's there. I tell you what, my friends from last night have got a lot to answer for, because I buried that for a year. But there you go. Wonderful. It's lovely to see you again, my darling. It's lovely to see you smiling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
More importantly. So thank you for coming on, and we will see you soon.
See you soon.
God bless.
Bye.
Well, there we are. I've just seen the private chat, and there's some fun that I can... No, I wouldn't do that. But speaking of last night, and Littleport's newest friend, who was one of those, wonderful people who work busily in the background. There were two of them, bless their hearts, having to put up with me yakking all night. But one of them has come on and joined us tonight. So, Helen, are you there?
I am. Hello.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Apprehensive.
Oh, you fine. You're one of the family now, love. You know, so you're fine. You really, really are.
Thank you.
So,
I feel very welcome. Thank you.
good. Well, I will see you soon. I'll leave you two to it, and go and dig out your TikTok account. No, I won't. I promise. I'll leave you alone.
Hi, Helen.
Hi there.
Yeah. Oh, well done for putting it with Nick last night.
Well, someone's got to do it.
Yeah. Okay, let's see who wants to come through. Okay, the first energy I can sense, I feel the personality of the person that's connecting with me. I don't necessarily get a lot of physicality, but I feel a lady's energy, and as the lady's connecting with me, I want to say she feels like a very strong lady who knows on her own mind. I feel like if I dug my slingbacks in, there's nobody going to be changing my mind. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to follow it. The energy she's given me, I feel I'm on a maternal link. Maternal link for me is mum, grandma, auntie, but somebody who was a mother influence, a mother figure in your life prior to her passing to spirit. And I don't feel like this lady got to a great age, so I don't want her up in like her 80s and 90s. I feel she would have been younger for that. I'm rubbish with age. I really am. I'm 27. I keep telling myself. Nobody else believes me but me. But I feel this lady would come through on that that maternal link for yourself. Would you understand a lady who would have had an issue around the chest prior to her passing to spirit? I feel like I've got a belt tied around my chest and it's pulled tight. So I don't know if this is heart or lungs, but I know there's something across here that causes her problems. And I feel like she would have had a bit of a struggle prior to her passing. So it wasn't something that went really quick. It was something she lived with for a while. And I feel like I battled with it a little bit prior to my passing, if you would understand this. Okay, bless you. Oh, she's given me dates. If I get dates, I can be a day off or a couple of days off, but around the 24th of a month. So 23rd, 25th, but around the 24th of a month. She's given me for birthdays, anniversaries, or passings to spirit. And she also wants to acknowledge a recent passing. And recent for me is between now and 5 years. So somebody in your circle would have passed between now and 5 years. And she just wants to acknowledge that passing. She stands with a gentleman, and the gentleman, as he's coming through, I feel a very warm gentleman, a warm energy as he's coming through, a very loving energy. I feel like he wants me to open my arms, and when I'm inspired to do that, it's because I'm gathering my family up. So he would have been a gentleman who would have held his family really close, and would have done everything he could to provide for his family. And he's telling me sometimes he had to work hard to provide for his family. Things weren't easy all of the time, but we got through it, and everything was okay. Right, he's referencing for you, sweetheart. I know the last 18 months haven't been easy for anybody, but he's going back beyond that. So I want to go back perhaps 3 years, and he's making me feel like it's been a real roller coaster, ups and downs for you. And it's like we haven't quite recovered from one thing when the next thing kicks off, and then we've not quite recovered from that, and the next he's saying that the hits the fan. He say, you know, it's just felt like it's been one thing after another. But you must understand a period in your life where passings were a bit like that, sweetheart. It was a bit like one passed, and then we were just getting, or you don't get over grief, you learn to live with grief. And then somebody else passed, and I feel like they were quite close together. There was 2 or 3 that were quite close together as they pass, if you understand. Okay, bless you. He's playing with my wedding band and my engagement ring, and it's like he's taken them off my finger. That either means for me that you would understand where a ring's come off recently, or that there's wedding rings and engagement rings here left from a lady's or a gentleman's spirit side of life. hang on, no, I've got two. I've got a lady's ring and I've got a gentleman's ring. So somebody must have a gentleman's wedding band and a lady's wedding band from spirit, because I feel like I'm gifting them to somebody. So it's been left and they've been passed. So that they're in the family. You must be able to understand as well a younger one spirit side. I've got children in spirit. I've got children's energy, so either passed in the womb or went young, but I've got children's energy because this gentleman's saying he's got the children with him. I mean, they're not children now, they grow, and energy's energy, so that they grow. But he's talking about that as well. Bless you. There's something about, he's like drawing a line across here and he's going on you and he's going family similarity. So there must be somebody in spirit who looks like you, because he's sort of going from there up, looks like, and he's taking me down memory lane, sweetheart, because he's taking me to like Christmases and birthday parties and things, and he's just giving me all these memories of happy Christmases and things, and he's saying, you need that back in your life. You need that back in your life, that magic, that sparkle, because forgive me saying it's not been like that for you recently, and you just need all of this back. This childhood wonderment, he's trying to bring it back for you, and bless you. He's telling me he's met the younger ones. He met the younger ones. So I don't know if the children weren't here when he passed to spirit, but he said he's met them. He's met them. So I don't know if your children or were born after he passed, but he's saying he's met them. He's met them. He's met them. And he's put my thumbs up again, which they do, and it looks weird, but it's like it's their way of saying they're really proud. They're really proud of everything you've achieved and everything you've become, given everything from the past. He's saying, like I said to Daniela, it's not defined you, it's empowered you to become stronger and to do what you need to do. Would you understand as well, please, the four, I don't know if that's mum and dad and 2 children or 4 children or 4 grandchildren, but there's 4 connected around a family that he wants to acknowledge. But he's saying 2 in spirit. So I don't know if there are 2 people you hold close that are with him in spirit, but he's talking about the 2 that are with him in spirit.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And somebody must love reading, love words. What he's given me, if I give you exactly what he's given me, it's somebody who likes the sound of words and the way words are put together. It's like the rhythm of the words that I find exciting. So there's somebody who really likes how words work, loves to hear words.
Sense.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. It doesn't have to make sense to me as long as it makes sense to you, sweetheart. All right. That's a bit generic. I want to give her something specific. He's telling me as well about somebody who likes music. Somebody's really rhythmical because they like how words sound and they like music. They like the beat of music. And I know Nick was singing I'm Spinning Around, but you must understand as well where sometimes you feel like you're just spinning around because it's like you're fighting fires. One thing's going off over there and then you're over here doing something. And it's just saying, like Nick said, it doesn't hurt to ask for help and healing for yourself. Because I feel like sometimes you feel like you need a man cranking your handle to keep your generator going, because it's like, I need the energy, and he's seeing that and he's smiling and he's saying, but you wouldn't have it any other way. You really wouldn't have it any other way. You thrive on that energy, he's saying. But again, sometimes it's like, I just need to put my slingbacks up and rest because, wow, I don't know how I got through that, but you did. And he's got my thumbs up again and he's saying, you did, you got through it and you're fine. And never doubt yourself. He says he's seen sometimes where you are your own worst critic. and you strive for perfection, and sometimes that's an unrealistic goal. You've got to give yourself credit for the things you do, not punish yourself for the things you don't do, because he's saying you're very good at that. Well, I had 10 things on my list of things to do today, and I did 4 of them. And that's a failure. He's saying, no, you achieved 4 things today. That's a positive. And he's just wagging my finger and he's saying, now stop it. Give yourself credit for the things you do. All right.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank
That was
you.
all right for you, sweetheart.
That was lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Helen, I just want to give you a big hug.
Don't, you'll set me off.
Oh, you know, spiritual hugs coming your way. But if you need that upliftment, just think of Miriam. See, there we go. We can turn it around quite quickly here.
Actually, I was thinking of the other one. That was cheering me up. That was stopping me crying.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Bless you. Helen, thank you for joining us so much. And I have to say, I've known you for little over 24 hours, but you are already part of the family, and you know where we are.
Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. It's really nice to be a part of such a lovely group.
Oh, bless you. Well,
thank you.
You know, a group is only its members. A group is the sum of its members, and we're not a bad bunch, really. Although I have to apologize, because it appears that before your reading I corrupted a couple of our members, so I apologize to them for that. Thankfully there is such a thing as delete in your browser history.
People will never know.
Absolutely. But no, Helen, you're most welcome, and do stay around for the closing prayer.
I will do. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Oh, wrong one. Never mind. Bless you. Well, so it's that time of the evening. Everyone's ready for it, and certainly Kerry's ready for it. But I know 3 other people that are ready for it as well.
Got my disco lights going.
After 3, 1, 2, 3. Hannah, what time is it?
Prize!
Bully's special prize. How are you, lovely?
Good.
Good. What have you been doing this week?
If you want to.
Now, stay right there. You deserve a zoom up for this one. Let me just figure out how to do it. It's that button there, and I drag that across there. There we go. You see, growing cress. I'm very impressed with your cress. So, of course, are you keeping Henry away from it, because he might nibble?
Yeah, he's not interested.
Oh, isn't he? Oh, that's all right. That's handy. That is handy. Bless him. But as ever, it is always a great pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
All 4 of you, really, because there's Henry, Sam, Hannah, and Bully. It's always a pleasure to have you continuing the traditions of Littleport. So do stick around for the closing prayer. And we will see you shortly. And I know I've suddenly gone northern. Quite right, no. It's because I'm surrounded by.
Yeah.
It's still north from here, love.
It is, yeah. But I'm from the proper north. Aren't we, Sam?
We are
That's
pets.
it.
I'm
going to get myself in trouble, so I'll see you later.
Bye.
God bless. Now she's been so patient, bless her heart. It is time. Oh, and Evelyn's joined us. Bless you. Well, it is early for you, love. Welcome, darling. Welcome. You were in time for Bully. That's all that matters. It's our final reading of the evening. She's been so patiently and diligently waiting. Kerry, are you there?
I am. Thank you.
Hey, hello. Well, I'm getting out the way, and I'll see you.
Bye. Hi, Kerry. Are you okay?
Hi.
Oh dear. Let's see who's coming forward for you. Oh, right. Hang on. You have a lot of energy in spirit. You've got a lot of people in spirit who are standing around you, because I can feel at least 4, maybe 5 different people jostling around trying to get forward to talk to you. But I've got a gentleman and a lady who've stepped forward together, so I know there will be a connection between this lady and gentleman in the earth plane, and they're still connected where they are. And it's the lady that's stepping forward to talk to me, and as bless her, as she's stepping forward, I feel like she would just have sat down and had a cup of tea and a chat, and that's the type of lady she will be. It's like, even though she doesn't know me from Adam, it'll be like, right then, and she'd be interested in people's stories, because I feel like she's very interested in people, and she's coming through with a very strong maternal link. I'm not saying it is mum, but it's a mother figure or a grandmother figure, but somebody who was very close and very nurturing, because that's the energy I've got. Again, I've got a sense of, she's not given me a condition, but I feel like there would have been that struggle towards the end. So I know she would have battled something. She doesn't want to tell me what, her business. I don't need to know, as long as you do. But what the thing she is wanting to reference is a thank you to the people who made it a bit easier for her towards the end. So people must have come in and done for and cared for, and even if it was just to hold my hand and talk to me, it made me feel better about things. It made it easier for me to bear, is how she said it, to bear. I can't get it. I haven't got my collar open. I wear a cross and chain around my neck, and she's swinging it. So there must have been a necklace or a cross or something that she wore or that she had that is here, because she's put it in a gift box and handed it over. So I know it was hers and it's passed on. And again, I'm going to my rings, so there must be rings of hers or jewelry and bits and pieces that are here that she wants to acknowledge. The gentleman's just patiently stood to one side, but I feel that would have been quite how it was as well. So he would have been quite happy to stand in the background, and this lady would have been the one coming forward. Okay, where am I going? They're giving me dates. Like I said, I can be a little bit off. I don't know why. In the 8.5 years I've been doing this, it's always the same. The dates are always a bit off, but I want to be around the 6th of a month for birthdays, anniversaries, or passings. So 5th, 6th, 7th, but somewhere around there will be for birthdays, anniversaries, or passings. And the month of June, I can hear June. So the month of June is significant as well around you. I'm giving you healing, so I'm giving you healing energy. So you must need a little bit of energy and upliftment at the minute. But I've also got some for you to pass across. So there must somebody connected to you as well who needs a little bit of help and support at the minute as well. I get green energy for physical healing and lavender energy for emotional support and upliftment. And I've got to say, I've got to give you both. So I've got to give you physical healing and emotional upliftment as well at the minute, because you must be able to understand why I feel like I'm wading through treacle and porridge. I just feel like I'm spending a lot of energy to get nowhere. If you would understand that. Okay. Somebody connected around you as well must be feeling a bit low, because I feel like I've got grey clouds hanging around my head. So somebody's feeling a bit low and a bit. If somebody was to say what's wrong, can't tell you. I just know I feel bleh. We've all had it, but she's aware of it, and she's doing everything she can. symbolically, I've got to give you 2 crutches as well. So I know that they are giving you all the strength they can to support you and to hold you up. And again, like I said to the first lady I read for, you must understand a recent passing as well. And for me, that goes back 5 years. So between now and 5 years, you have somebody who's transitioned to the world of spirit. I also want to acknowledge for you a male energy who passed younger. And I feel like I'm younger than myself. Like I said, I'm 27. I'm 54. I'll admit it. I'm 54. So younger than me, you would understand a male who transitioned to the world of spirit.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want me to be specific about his passing. I don't know. He doesn't want to talk about it, but he's saying acknowledging who he is gives you everything you need to know about it. But you must understand that he's saying, okay, there's somebody who's carrying a bit of a burden around his passing, and he's saying there was nothing anybody could have done. There is nothing anybody could have done. It was always going to be what it was, and that's all he wants to say on the matter. But he's saying he doesn't want people carrying a burden. He wants them to release it, because he's not carrying any burden now. So he just wants that to be passed on. But he wants to acknowledge mum figure. The mum figure. He wants to acknowledge the mum figure.
Right.
And he wants to pass on his love to the mum figure. But also the younger ones. I don't know if they were younger brothers, younger sisters, but he wants to acknowledge his love to be passed to the younger ones as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And somebody has a photograph of him. Somebody has a photograph of him in a frame.
Yeah.
And he's saying there's better photos than that one. But no.
Yeah.
And he's also, if I say I've got the energy like of a Jack the Lad, a cheeky chappy, would you understand that connected around him, please? Because I feel like I've got quite a bubbly person that's coming through to connect with me. But sometimes he's making me aware that sometimes the smile and the jokes were like a mask.
Yeah. Yes.
You know? And he's saying he doesn't want you doing that. So sometimes you do that. It's like when people say, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. And you know, and you chit chat, and he's saying, and you don't feel like it. He's seen the tears. He's seen the tears around you. And he's saying it's time that they stopped. It's time that they stopped. That's easier said than done. But he wants me to acknowledge the celebration around now, because he's given me a chocolate cake. And he's saying around now. So there's either a birthday or an anniversary or something around now that he wants to acknowledge. And he also wants to acknowledge that the new life, new starts. I don't know if he's given me new life or new starts. Or he's given me both. He's given me a new life and also new start. So there must be a new one here. Either a new baby or a new puppy or a new kitten, or there's a new one. Oh, sorry, speaking of puppies, mine decided to wake up.
Okay. Right.
But also a lot of new starts. He's saying it's like we've drawn the line and we're moving forward. So we're cutting the ties and we're moving forward. So whatever's tying you to the past, it's time, it's gone, and it's new starts, fresh starts, and it's just said a new broom sweeps clean. That's an old saying. I don't normally get that, but it's like sweep away all the old stuff and carry on. And again, I've got my thumbs up. So he's very proud of everything and the way you've kept going. I've got that a lot tonight, but it's like, you know, be quiet. Dog going for a walk up the road. All right, bless you. Would you understand a George? A George?
Possibly. Yeah.
I don't know if they're in spirit or here, but I've got George connecting as well. And wants to make himself known, just like Pippin does. Turn her into a sheepskin rug before the night's finished. Oh, goodness, she's gorgeous. And also, would you understand where the three connect? The three.
The three, yeah.
That's fine, but he just said, don't forget to mention the three. All right. And Nan, would you understand why he's telling me he's with Nan?
Yes.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Bless you. And his watch. Sorry, Nick.
You're right.
He's talking about his watch as well, so his watch must be here. And somebody kept a bottle of aftershave.
Oh, I don't know about that one, but
He's
definitely the watch.
his aftershave, and he's saying it'll be off by now. So they obviously haven't used it, but it'll have gone off by now.
Yeah.
But he likes that they kept them. All right.
Okay. Lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Terry, lovely to see you.
Yeah, and you. Been ages.
It has. To quote Gandalf, a life age of man. But no, it's really, really wonderful to see you, and it's lovely to see you smiling.
Thank you.
Today is a day of smiles, methinks. You know, there's been a lot of emotion, don't get me wrong, but it must always end on a song and a smile, because they make it all worthwhile. So sing fa la 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 as we go along. So thank you so very, very much for joining us, and we will have you back shortly, if you are willing, of course, to join us for the closing prayer. So we'll see you in a bit.
Thank you.
Bless you. What lovely energies tonight.
I know it has been lovely, and may I say on behalf of us all, you have been your usual good form, sir, and thank you for a wonderful demonstration. You know, one of the biggest tenets, as Lynn will probably say in a minute, so I'll beat her to it. The key focus of the New Christian Spiritualist Society is solid, genuine mediumship. Proof of life eternal, you know, those solid pieces of information. One of the things that people don't realize about mediumship, to be honest with you, half of our congregation didn't realize that I did it until last night. You know, because I'm always here chairing is the thing. But one of the things that people don't realize is that we're so away with the fairies that we don't see what's going on around us. For example, when Helen was waving the ring that you were referencing in front of you, you know, you mention the ring and she's going like that, and you're just away with it. But that in itself demonstrates you know, excellent mediumship. The physical cues that are being waved in your face are completely oblivious, and you know, we of course are not oblivious to the evidence that's coming through.
No.
So thank you.
No, but I was just going to say, actually, Jean once said to me, we're driving home from church, and she says, and that man that got up and walked out in the middle of you giving that message, and I said, oh, gone. I just didn't see this chap get up and walk up the aisle as I was talking to this gentleman in the front row.
This is it. Bless you. Well, thank you so much, mate. Really well done.
Thank you for having me. It was lovely.
Always welcome. Now let's see what the lady herself has got to say for herself for the close of the service. Reverend Lynn, are you there? You'll need to unmute yourself though, darling. Oh, I've done it for you. You're fine. Don't press it again.
Right.
Speakings.
I was just about to say very well done, Reverend Tony.
Thank you.
It was lovely. Of course, I mean, you know, it always is, but we don't get too blasé about it all, because there are so many, I was going to say bad mediums out there. You know who you are. They know who they are because they waffle a lot. You know, it's very nice to hear some direct survival evidence, because that's what, as Reverend Nick said, you know, that's what we deal in. Genuine medium. And because it's genuine mediumship, Reverend Tony and Reverend Nick and myself and every other minister who belongs to New Christian Spiritualist Society, everyone who belongs to our church, because that, of course, is what we are. You know, we don't like to frighten people by saying we're a church, but we are. And the thing is this, that nobody is insured. If anybody would like to claim that they have been defrauded in some way or confidence tricked by the messages that they've received, please let us know, or go to the police, you know, and see what happens. But the fact is this, that, you know, all those mediums who waive insurance papers, it's just a nonsense, because, you know, if you are not good enough, if you're not genuinely a medium, if you do not speak to the so-called dead, if you can't connect and communicate with spirit to everybody's satisfaction, then no insurance papers in the world are going to save you from the criticism that you're going to receive. Never mind, you know, look, on the subject of that, you know, Reverend Tony, you know, there's no way that you will ever get sued any more than any of the rest of our wonderful mediums will, because it's just a nonsense, and it was just a way of frightening good people working for spirit into parting with their money. And lots and lots of mediums haven't got much money, you know, because everybody, you know, yes, if somebody pays a nice amount to you, you know, you're grateful for that. But equally, if somebody is poverty stricken and doesn't have any money and really needs a communication and a message from spirit, there's not one of our mediums who would refuse that. And you know, it's just a nonsense, all this thing about, you know, insurances and so on. So the fact is this, that what everybody's been listening to and participating in tonight is a proper religious service given by the Littleport Christian Spiritualists and the New Christian Spiritualist Society ministers therein. And I think that everybody has been absolutely uplifted. And, you know, I mean, my address tonight was maybe a bit more gloomy than usual, but I was trying to, by sort of being a little gloomy, actually trying to shed some light. And I think that that's what everybody does, to great satisfaction of everybody all round. And I know that people who've been watching you, Reverend Tony, have been uplifted, have been heartened by the fact that even if they were not recipients of specific communication themselves from their loved ones, that because they've seen that loved ones of those people, your recipients, have been accepted and recognised, that they know that it's true, that those we have loved and lost to the world of spirit are still conscious individuals, still loving us and caring for us, and are able to communicate back, as long as we have good and genuine mediums like your good self, Reverend Tony, and Reverend Nick. Can't leave him out, can I? Not his nibs. No. His wash up. You know, it's just been such a pleasure to be part of this tonight, and, you know, to know that all the healing has gone out, that, you know, people are being healed, they are being helped. You know, healing doesn't necessarily mean curing, but although there are some miracles scattered hither and yon, but, you know, healing brings comfort, and, you know, it helps pain subside, and it keeps people going when otherwise their life would be miserable. So thank you very much, Reverend Tony, for everything you've done for the society and for the church. And I know that those who love you in the world of spirit are loving you even more tonight. God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you, Lynn. And of course, thank you. I'm just going to mute so people don't hear me twice, because it's bad enough hearing me once. So friends, thank you. And thank you, Lynn, of course. And again, thank you, Tony. Just want to share this, because this is
touched me. That
is really quite lovely. You know, you're also unbelievably kind, and all of you are truly beautiful souls. It's glowing from each of you from the inside and out. And myself and many others are so very grateful for you sharing your time with guests, with all. You know, it's a pleasure to help people. It really, really is, to be there. And, you know, I know sometimes we get a little bit naughty Both Reverend Lynn and myself, we have shit. I'm keeping her muted for this one because all I've got to say is yogurt pots. And that was the first time Tony actually chaired for us when I couldn't make it. Bless you. That was a baptism of fire into the society, wasn't it? Love? But no, seriously, even tonight with my OnlyFans, poor Susan and Karen had their eyes opened. But it really is truly an honor and a privilege to be here on a Thursday night and welcome you into my bedroom, all of you, each and every one of you. Sue TikTok for details, but no, you're also very, very welcome. And I know that there are a number of people interested in joining the society, and they will be made extremely welcome because everyone who becomes part of this church is already part of the society, and I was discussing that less than 24 hours ago as well. So stay tuned. I know you're watching because I have a spy in the midst, now. But seriously, everyone, you're all so very, very welcome. We are here for you. We always will be. And as I've said, and we'll keep saying, just to make sure everyone understands this, you're coming with us to the village hall. You are coming home with us because that's where you belong, in our homes every Thursday night and in our hearts every single day. So God bless you all. And this is your 30-second warning for everyone down in the green room to put the jogging bottoms back on, to put down the cups of tea, and everything else, because you're coming back up for the closing prayer. So let's bring everyone up. Reverend Alan, there he is. And of course, Sam and Hannah and Bully, of course, there they are. Let's bring Helen back up. There she is. Look, bless her. And of course, we have got Danielle. There you are, with the candlelight from the counter glowing beautifully. There's very ambience. Oh, look at that poser. And of course, Kerry, welcome back up too. So, my friends, let us all join together as we say our closing prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, to unite under your banner of love and hope and friendship. We ask for a blessing to be placed on each person here present, those that will be present in the future, and those that wish to be present but can't make it. We ask that blessing to be placed on those and their friends and their families, that your love and your light might shine like a web across this world. And we, as ever, Great Spirit, also make that statement that everything we do will, as ever and always, be in the name of love, in the name of truth, and in the name of light, until we meet again. And we ask finally, of course, that you do not move the mountain. Just give us the strength to climb. Amen.
Amen.
Well, friends, once again, it's a big thank you from everyone here watching at home. I'd like to thank you all for joining us week in, week out. Everyone who's joined us on screen tonight, making this the night that it is. It's a group effort. It really, really is. Thank you to Tony for a wonderful demo. Reverend Lynn, your golden words as ever. I will be seeing you on Saturday. I promise not to wear the wig. Helen, thank you for coming along. You'll probably be sick of me by the end of this 24 hours. Sam and Hannah and Bully and Henry, of course. Reverend Alan, your words as ever, as well as Sam's, of course, and to Kerry, of course, for being so patient getting Bully's special prize. It's a blessing and a curse. And Danielle, lovely to have you back on. And everyone watching at home who's commented, taken part, been horrified by some of the things that I've said tonight, of course. All in good fun, of course. But thank you all. God bless you. And those magical words, as we say at the end of every night, the kitchen's now open. So go and grab yourself a cup of tea and biscuit. May the peace of the Great Spirit go with you all. And until next week, good night. God bless.
Thank you.